We are pleased to welcome all participants and observers of the RPPM Hackathon. In this session, we'll hear from Dr. Lacquadorj Mungdalai of the Empasoft Institute of Technology. His lecture focuses on the highly relevant topic of air pollution forecasting in Ulaanbaatar, one of the most polluted capital cities in the world during winter. Dr. Mungdalai will walk us through a complete forecasting pipeline from data pre-processing through a variety of models including gradient boosting techniques and neural networks to an ensemble approach and final results. Whether you're into machine learning or public health, there's something in this talk for you. Let's begin.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present about air pollution forecasting in Ulaanbaatar. My name is Lacquadorj Mungdalai from Mongolia, and this presentation is for air pollution prediction and modeling hackathon. And this project is implemented in 2019 in Ulaanbaatar. Here is the outline of what we'll cover today, and we'll start about data and data processing steps. Then we explain machine learning models that used in this project, and we also present some ensembled result and conclusion. And here is data, and this project collected the data from 2015 to 2019. But when we implement this project, we use data from 2015 to 2018 for training data, and 2019 data is for test data. And our data consists of some location and air pollution types and air pollution indicators. Also, we have weather data, and weather data consists of temperature, humidity, and other kind of indicators. And this data is sourced from multiple monitoring stations across the Ulaanbaatar, and data consists of hourly records with location coordinates, air quality measurements, and weather attributes. And next step is the data pre-processing step. For air quality data set, that data was well pre-processed, and so we do not any pre-processing steps on air quality dataset. For weather data, there are so many missing values, dates, and also we create the additional features to improve the predictive performance. And we merge the weather data with the air quality dataset. Here's data processing steps, and our air quality dataset consists of hourly records, so we have to make our weather data into hourly dataset, and we create the new weather data. I started with the beginning of dates and the end of dates, and frequency is hourly data. And we merged the original weather data into create the weather dataset. So there are so many missing dates, and there are so many missing values in our variables. So we feel that missing values for categorical variables, we use forward and back filling methods, and also some categorical variables we use Rowley meaning approach. We use mood of that variable, because the mood is the most frequent value in that kind of categorical values. And for continuous variables, we use grouped Rowley mean values. For example, for some kind of variables, we group the data by year, week, and hour. So we fill the missing values using the grouped mean values. And if there's still missing values, and we use some Rowley mean values, but maximum sequence length is equal to 4. And also we create some moving average and lag variables based on the weather data. For example, here is we generate the Rowley mean values based for continuous variables, and we choose some certain lag value and Rowley mean values. And for Quint neural network method, we don't need this kind of lag variables because it manages itself. So when we use RNN method, we don't do any preprocessing. And we also create some dummy additional calendar variables, and also we create some dummy variables because during winter time in Ulaanbaatar, the night and daytime is air pollution is decreasing because they do not any firing and make any air related things. And we merge the weather data into air quality data sets based on date and stations. So then our data is pre-processed. Now we have to train our machine learning models. For machine learning models, we use some kind of decision tree based ensemble algorithms called LightGBM, CatBoost, and XGBoost, because these methods usually show the best performance on tabular data. And we also developed some neural network models using feed-forward neural network architecture and long short-term memory architecture. And based on these machine learning models, we make ensemble prediction. And here's our main models. For LightGBM, CatBoost, XGBoost, we use their Python packages and make a hyperparameter optimization using Autona. And for feed-forward neural networks, our architecture consists of embedding layers for categorical variables, and we also use RMC loss function, and we initialize the weights of our neural network based on their weight initialization. And for long short-term memory architecture, we use same loss function and embedding layers and weight initialization, but for sequence length we choose 6, and which means the next prediction is depending on previous 6 hours. And then we train these 5 machine learning algorithms. And here's LSTM model, and we use embedding layers for each categorical variables, and we merge them into one dimension. And we also use LSTM layer for continuous variables. Then we train this model out, and we concatenate the embedded vectors with continuous variables. Then we train this model. And for LSTM architecture, we need to make our data into three-dimensional input data, but we have different type of air pollution indicators and stations. So based on each station and each kind of air pollution indicator, we generated this three-dimensional data. And after training these 5 machine learning algorithms, we make a final prediction based on weighted average method. We give some weights for each method, and these weights are depending on their predictive performance. So here's our result, and we split our training set into training and validation set, and we use RMC evaluation metric to evaluate our models. And for validation dataset, our results is predictive performance is quite well, but when we evaluate our model on test dataset, and its performance is going to be bad. So we checked is there any distribution shift problem, and our test dataset is shifted from the training set because 2019 the government made some actions on air pollution, so air pollution distribution is shifted from the data 2019, and then we make an ensemble weighted ensemble technique, and based on these 5 models, and for test score it's improved well, and also we perform some post processing step because based on some stations and location we make some faster processing. Then we improved our result, and finally, in conclusion, for training and test data we need to check distribution shift always, because the time series data is usually time series data is shifted very fast, and also we suggested some more alternative models, for example gated recurrent unit and bidirectional LSTM and some attentions with LSTM, also transformer model and graph neural network. For ensemble technique, if we use more alternative models, the results will going to be well improved. And now this kind of models are used to predict the air pollution in Ulaanbaatar. So for this hackathon, maybe ensemble methods will be better than single method. And thank you for your attention.
Big thanks to Dr. Lakwadorj Mungdalai for sharing his experience and methods in air pollution forecasting. If you found this inspiring and want to put your skills into action, head over to www.airppm.org to register and join the hackathon. Good luck and see you at AirPPM.